Thank you so much, Shub. Uh, I would like to thank Dean VSES, Dr. Saloni Priya ma'am, the entire VSES family, Shub, Vidisha, and Supreet, because she's the one who asked me to join this colloquium today. So it's actually a matter of great pleasure for me to be interacting with the youngsters today here. And before I begin my address, I just would like to pay my humble tributes to the martyrs and heroes of 2611, because whatever we are doing here, whatever we are discussing, celebration, events, everything, there is always somebody somewhere who is paying the price of this peace and freedom that we all are enjoying. So now coming on the topic, which is gender equality. Well, to see so many female faces right here in the video conference, it's in itself is something which is, I'm very excited and looking forward for this interaction. Uh, Gender equality is something which is very interesting topic, and why I say interesting, because throughout the journey that I have experienced so far, I have witnessed and I've observed that in the society that I faced, the women, it begins with the education. And why girls are educated, what I have observed, that they are educated not so that they can pursue their dreams and careers, but with a view that when they will be getting married, they will be having a better profile. This is the bitter truth of the society that we are living in. To those who say that, who allow their girls or their daughters or their daughter-in-law to work, they want them to work in an environment where their family responsibilities are not overlapping with their own ambitions and dreams. So they want their daughters or their daughter-in-laws to be teachers, or say bankers, or in a profession where their family responsibilities are not hindered. So this is a reality that we all are living in. Some of us, we may accept that or we may ignore that, but yes, that is the reality in large. So that is something, when we say we want gender equality, why we are not able to provide equal opportunity or equal space for women to develop, to nourish, and to do things of their own choice. So this is the question in large, which strikes to my mind when we talk about gender equality. We talk about big things, but we usually forget the small ones. And it is the small ones, if are addressed properly, we can root out the problem of inequality from our society. So we see that instead of all the advancement, I need not to quote all the examples, because we all are well aware that there are so many women who have done excellent in almost every sphere of life, every area, every field that exists on this planet, even in the universe. So we have Sunita Williams, right? So there are women who are doing excellent in every walk of life, but still we are yet to feel that equality. Maybe more in third world countries and a bit lesser in the developed ones, but it is there. During my interaction with the, when I was covering Indo-US military exercise, so I was very curious to interact with the lady officers of US forces, because United States is something which is the most developed country in the world. We see it as an example for rest of the countries. So I was very curious to interact with the lady officers there, and during my interaction I came to know that even they are feeling the inequality in their forces there. So this thing is everywhere, all across the globe, maybe more in our country or in third world countries who are still developing, and there are so many social stigmas that we all are facing. But the thing is, the question arises, who is going to bring that equality to us? So all these years we have seen there are so many laws, there are so many reservation for women to uplift us in different fields. But again, the thing is, after all these things, if we are standing at the same, we have not made the significant progress, then it is a point to consideration that the direction that we all are moving in, is it sufficient for the target that we want to achieve? So I think that is something that we need to think about. And if we still say that it is somebody else who is going to bring that equality to us, we ourselves are nullifying the fact. Because if we want equality, first of all, what I feel, we have to feel equal. And secondly, we have to act equal. Until and unless we will feel equal and act equal, we are not going to be equal in our society. Because somewhere, whatever we do, in the back of mind, if I am planning something, back of my mind, the first thing that comes to my mind is, firstly, before I do anything about the things that I want to achieve, that anything about the things that I want to do out of the league, which is out of my comfort zone, firstly, I have to convince my family. Or if I'm married, I have to convince my in laws. I have to convince my husband. So these are the things that we women in India have to think prior doing anything. I mean, forget about the action plan that we want to do, that we'll be doing to achieve our targets, our ambitions. First thing comes to our mind, are they going to allow me to do whatever I want to do? So that is the first obstacles, that is the first challenge, I would say, that comes on our way when we think to do something different, when we think to achieve something in our lives. So this is the first thing. So if we will wait for others to do that favor to us, to allow us to do whatever we want to do in our lives, we are not going to achieve this. And this is the very thing which Upma Chaudhary ma'am, she is the first lady director of Labusna, and she has been a former secretary of Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. On her superannuation, I asked her one thing, ma'am, you have been guiding us throughout the year. She was our secretary for 1 year. So I asked her, you are having such a vast experience. What is that one advice that you would like to give us, especially to the youth? She said, women, specifically on women, I asked, she said, our right, if we want to do something, we don't have to wait for it to give it to us. So that is exactly what I also believe. If you want to do something, you have to take the initiative. And how we're going to do about it, how we're going to act equal, how we're going to feel equal, to be equal, is something that I'm going to share with you all. I'm going to share the basic things that I follow in my life, because belonging to a very humble family from hills, Almora is a very small town, and in Uttarakhand. So throughout the journey of life, I have been a person who is interested in doing multiple things. And when I was asked, how you manage all the things all together, I said, this is how I want to do things. I mean, this is my choice. And even though I have to put some extra efforts, I'm not going to, take my hands back from the things that I want to do just because I'm a woman. I mean, throughout my life, all the things that I have done, the things that I am doing, and there are a lot more in the list that I want to do. So there is nothing going back from them just because I'm a woman. So I am up for everything and anything, uh, as much as a male counterpart. And there are certain things that I believe that help me to, go ahead in this journey. The first thing is, for the women, for the viewers, I would like to say that first thing is, you have to be very clear in your head how you want to take forward your life. I mean, what you do, what exactly you want to do in your life. First thing first, you should be very clear about this thing. I mean, there are traditional ways of doing things. Being a young master of this country, if you want to do something different, how are you going to do it? First thing first, you have to be very firm on your decisions. It's only when you will be firm on your own choices, you will be able to take it forward. So if you will be having self doubts whether I will be able to do this or not, I'm a woman, whether I'll be able to do this or not, so it is not going to help you. So first thing first is how you want to take your life forwards is something that you need to be very clear about. And the second thing is, you will be sure of your decisions only when you will be passionate towards things that you are doing. So understanding your passion is something very important. And one ideology that I strictly believe in my life and I follow is, whatever you do in your life, it should be driven by your passion, not by fashion. So this thing I have observed, especially in youngsters, that whatever we do, we see, for example, I would like to say civil services is a very prestigious service, very prestigious very prestigious job. To those who are really passionate toward this service, this is going to, fulfill their dreams. But if we are doing this, if we are following this just because it is a very prestigious thing, somebody else has succeeded into that, so it is not going to serve our purpose. Even if we achieve that particular thing, we are not going to enjoy that in a long run. So the first thing first is, if you want to achieve that level of equality, first you have to act toward that. And to act toward that, you have to understand what you are passionate about, because once you are passionate about certain something, then only you will be able to put your 100% and 200% into that. Otherwise, as soon as an obstacles arrives, you will be in a position where you will, when you will say that, this is going out of my control and I should be quitting it. So that is, to avoid that kind of mindset, you must have that clarity in your thoughts, that this is something that I'm really passionate about, and I want to do this. So that understanding of your passion, and whatever you do, it should be driven by your passion, not by fashion. And the third thing is, make your own path and don't follow others footprints. I am an adventure enthusiast, and this thing is very common, and this thing is believed in adventure, that there is always a path which is well defined, which is easy, which is there. I mean, you don't have to put any extra effort, you simply have to follow that path. But when you talk about empowerment, when you talk about bringing a change, you should have that much enthusiasm, that much energy inside yourself, and that approach that you want to do things in a different way. And only when you will have that courage of experimenting in life, you will be able to discover different paths which are not discovered by anybody else. And especially, I would like to say to the young people who are listening me, there is always an easy way to do things. It's totally your choice if you want to take that way. But what I see, what I feel, and what I seek from the youth is to at least make an attempt to find a path which is slightly different from what is there, what is existing. It is there always for your reference, but you find your ways. For example, uh, for the writers, for the poets, reading and going through all the content available is one thing. But if you really want to bring out the social issues, if you really want to understand the society from depth, you are youth, you are full of energy, just go and explore places, talk to people, understand what are the issues. I mean, going through reports, research is one way of doing the things, but going on ground and experiencing things on your own, this will give you a totally different perspective to what issues society have to resolve the problems. Because it is said, where there is a problem, there is always a solution. So that you will be able to achieve only once you will be on ground, you will be there to you will expose yourself to different experiences. So I would like to say this thing to all the budding writers and poets, poetesses, that just be open to new experiences in your life. And next thing I would like to say, what I believe, and you all should be doing that, believe in yourself. You may be wrong. It's We are human, we may be right, we may be wrong at times, but at least we are taking that first step toward our dreams. Being a woman, there may be certain questions that will be posed to you when you will say that I want to do this thing in my life. There will be challenges, there will be situations where you will be in a situation where you're not comfortable. But just because you're not comfortable, you cannot hold yourself back. That is what I believe personally. I would like to tell you that when I decided to go on my first solo trek, my family was concerned that the area is not known to you, and how you're going to manage things. But then they have seen me that I am able to handle any situation on my own. So they trusted, they had this trust on me that I will be able to handle any situation, whatever come what may. So that level of trust, I have to communicate, I have to build that trust. And once I did that, the second time I went on a solo track, they had no concerns about that, because they knew I have done this earlier. So you have to build that that level of when I say act equal and feel equal, this is how, this may be a very small example, but this is something which builds the trust. This is how the society start trusting you. These are the small steps that work in your favor. When you want to do something, when you want to bring a change, this is how you make people believe in you. So this is how I feel that we should be going forward. And as taking calculated risk is something that is going to help us. I'm not saying just do things whatever you want to do. No, you have to stay aware, because the reality of society is also there in front of us. So when we as a women want to do something, we have to keep in view all the aspects of whatever we are doing. So when we say that we want to do something new, or we want to do something out of the way, we have to keep in mind all the pluses and minuses, and we have to act accordingly. So taking risk is good, but it should be calculated and well educated. That is what I do, and that is what I would suggest everybody to do. That, as Swami Vivekananda has also said, that take risk in life. If you succeed, you have a story to tell, and if you fail, you have experience to share. So it's always a win-win. See, it's completely upon us. If we see obstacles as obstacles, they will bother us. But if we see obstacles as challenges, so we'll be curious to see how we overcome them. We'll be excited to overcome them. We'll be excited to what the strategy that we are going to apply to overcome the obstacles. Especially as a woman, I feel that I have been very fortunate that whatever I wanted to do, I was never stopped from doing that. To be it pursuing NCC, then after that pursuing journalism, and whatever I'm doing right now, 10 things that I'm indulged into. So I enjoy that, and I never felt that being a woman, I have to face any difficulty. Yes, I have to become more efficient if I want to do 10 things, but I am not going to put myself, in a place where I'm quitting anything. So that is something that will come only if we will believe ourselves, because only if we will believe ourselves, people are going to believe us. Otherwise, nobody is going to do that for us. The next thing that I strongly believe is be open for new learnings. So especially to the youngsters who are listening me, I would like to say that there is a place where we stop learning, and we think that that is all. Whatever we have learned is going to serve us. We are going to earn our bread. We are happy with whatever. No, you should always be hungry to learn new things, and that is how we are going to broaden our perspective. Because when we learn something new, it help us to inculcate new habits, new thought process, new perspective, and that is somewhere going to boost our confidence. These are the small blocks which ultimately help us to emerge as a stronger person, to be it male or female. So I think we should be always open to have new experiences, new learnings, new explorations, and then only we will, the ultimate person that will come out from all these experiences would be a confident, strong person that can face any situation, anytime, always up for any challenge. So that I would say. And next thing is, one thing which we always forget, that have some basic values. Being a woman, there may be times when I will be asked to quit certain things that I believe. So I believe that if I have certain principles in life, if there is certain thing that I believe in, I have a strong belief in that, I'm not going to quit no matter what. So have certain set of values in your life and stick to them. There may be situations, there may be occasions where uh, you will be expected to quit them. For example, I would like to say that once a woman is working, I am having a very good career. Once I get married, I am expected to quit my career, quit my ambitions, because I have family responsibilities. So it is upon us. If that is the situation where we feel ourselves in a dilemma, what to do, what not to do. If we choose to continue with our career, we are called, we are labeled as um, uh, irresponsible or selfish at times. There may be words for this, but yes, that is the general mindset. So at that point of time, a woman should be strong enough to take a stand, and we have to make ourselves efficient enough to handle 10 things at a time. Anyway, mothers or daughter or whatever, wife, we are versatile in our day-to-day life. I mean, 10 things we are tackling at the same time, so we can handle anything. Or for that, we need not to quit our ambitions and the things that we want to do in our lives. So this is something which is not possible by the support of the society, with the support of male counterparts. Because if we want to achieve something, if we want to do something which is seeking all our efforts and energy, there's certainly the male counterpart who need to support us in that. So it's always, both the things go parallel to each other. And the last thing that I believe that help us to make a strong, confident women who is able to raise voice and who is able to bring equality in society, that is, don't let failures and setbacks disappoint you. I heard somebody saying during a seminar that हताश लोगों से बस एक ही सवाल, हिमालय ऊंचा या बछेंद्री पाल. So I really love these lines, because these lines portray so nicely that whenever we face difficulties in life, especially being a woman, when you are doing something different, when you are doing something out of the league, so as soon as you fail, as soon as you fail in your endeavors, there are people ready. See, हमने कहा था ना इसको मत करो, ये नहीं होगा. People are ready to tell you that. People are ready to pull you down. But it is you who don't have to quit on the situation. Because as I said, हताश लोगों से बस एक ही सवाल, हिमालय ऊंचा है बछेंद्री पाल. So you can do anything and everything that you want to do. Swami Vivekananda has also said that all powers is within you. You can do anything and everything, and I strongly believe in that. And that is how I have been living throughout these years. I have been living life on my own terms, unapologetically. I'm living my dreams, the things that I wanted to do in life. I have achieved few. I'm working on some, and there are a lot more there in the list. And I believe that there are women who are facing difficulties, but again, 90% of the solution, it lies within our hand. If we do not quit, if we are stubborn toward our things, then nobody can take that equality from us. It is completely in our hand. That is what I believe, and that is how I live. So that's all from my side. Thank you, Shub. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening.
Ma'am, thank you. I think that is such positive attitude, and you talk about empowerment in such new terms. You talk about